Good morning. Good morning, folks. Happy Thursday. Today's Thursday? Feels like Friday. I need to be off. Oh my gosh. What's going on, folks? Happy Thursday. Let's go. Almost done the week. They say, Dennis, you're getting on late today. I said that's because I ain't going to be on too long this morning. I got some things to do. But I got to talk to y'all first. Can't get the day started without talking to the crew. Good morning. Good morning. Wake up. Let's warm up. Let's get our minds right. And let's attack this day like we know how. Get through our week. We can do it. Good morning. I know I'm a little late today, so we're going to rock through this. See if Facebook can build me an audience. Happy Thursday, folks. So what do y'all got to get done? What do you got left on your plate? What do you got left on your agenda for the week? It's only Thursday, 2 full days in the office left. You can get it done. You can get your goals done. You can get your work done. You can get ahead of your work for next week. If you already done your work, you can help somebody else at work. Be a good coworker. Help out. Lend a hand today. Be great. Be a good team player if you're already ahead of your work. If you need some help, get some help. Reach out to an accountability partner. Reach out to someone on your team. Say, yo, look, we got this work to get done. Let's get it done. We got 2 days left in the office. Who's online? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, folks. Thanks for joining. We're not going to be too long this morning. Just letting the music go for right now. Get everybody kind of energized. Oh, believe it or not, I was tired this morning. And they said, Dennis, why you on late? I'll be transparent. I didn't set my alarms this morning. It happened. So I just slept. I feel great too. Talking about feeling great. We're gonna talk about health today for a little bit. We're gonna talk about health, talk about being healthy, talk about physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. Talking about being healthy and how being healthy can really impact your life and put you on a road to productivity. Let me turn this down a little bit because we've been rocking. All right. Rocking. Okay. So here's what I wanted to encourage in people today. See, I got a couple viewers. Here's what I wanted to encourage in people today. Physical health, mental health. Take care of yourselves. That's really what I'm going to talk about. Good morning, Aunt Sissy. How are you? I want to talk about mental health. We'll talk about physical health first. That's easy. All right, guys. How are you doing on your physical health? Let's check in. Are you going to the doctors? When's the last time you had an annual checkup? Are you exercising? Are you drinking and eating what you're supposed to be drinking and eating? How's your diet? Are you at least getting out walking? Right? And I know they said, look, you're not a nutritionist. I'm not a nutritionist. I just want to encourage people to be a little healthier. The better you feel physically, the better prepared you're going to be to get out there and accomplish what it is you need to accomplish and do what you need to do. And suppose you're some type of activist and you want to get out there and march or lead a rally or something like that, you got bad physical health. I mean, how do you think you're going to feel out there leading a rally? Just the task of walking alone for miles is a trying task. You might not be able to last out there. If anything, maybe you have a job that actually requires you to do some physical labor. I mean, yeah, okay, you might be getting, I guess, technically a workout on the job, but I mean, are you really physically able to keep up that work? Or are you stretching at night? Are you, if you're sore, are you icing yourself down? Are you taking care of yourself? And I think a lot of times we kind of just go with the flow of life and we just overlook things and we'll say, okay, well, if we don't have any major injuries, if we don't have any major sicknesses, then hey, well, everything's okay. And I just, you know, I'm no doctor. I'm just encouraging everybody to be a little healthier, to just check in with themselves. Fatigue is a big thing. You know, like some people do it on their own because they're hard-headed and they stay up all hours of the night and they don't get no rest. But I mean, if you're fatigued, if your body is physically fatigued, I mean, it's going to be a little harder to perform, guys. And and this is just what I'm sharing with you because I want us all to be healthy. I don't want to see folks coming down with sicknesses in their 30s that could have been avoidable, slowing you down. I want all of us to, you know, check in with the doctors now, man. While you're still feeling good and healthy, that's the time to go get checked up, and just make sure you're in tune with your diet, man, and your physical well-being. Nothing wrong with going running every once in a while. I get to run every weekend because I do some refereeing, so that's good. I get to get myself going and moving. I can't run like I used to, but needless to say, I try to find some time to get my heart rate going. I try to do push-ups consistently and sit-ups and stuff like that. But just encourage you guys to just be healthy, be in tune with your physical health and your well-being and how you're feeling. Which brings me to the next part, is your mental health, which is just as important. Listen, don't stress less. Stress less. Your mental health is so important. You'll get sick just from stressing out, just from letting things overwhelm you. And I guess you say, oh, do this. Well, how can I stress less? Let me give you a couple stress less tips. For one, I would suggest definitely realizing, and this, my brother said this yesterday, and it was a different subject, but this does relate into stress. I'm realizing what's in your control and what's outside of your control. What's going on, Dwight? Good morning. We talking about Dwight, we talking about physical and mental health, the importance of being physically healthy and just maintaining your health and, you know, your diet and watching what you eat. And now we're also talking about your mental health. And one of the first things I mentioned as it relates to mental health is stress. Stress is one of the biggest drainers of our mental health. And I would say one of the first things to do is not stress about, or at least try not to stress or overly stress about the things that you can't control. And I say that because there are probably things that are also stressing you that are within your control. And so handle those things first. Handle the things that you know that you can get a grasp on, that you can control, that you can move, and you can change that situation and lessen the stress for yourself. And then if you need assistance or you need to tap into some other resources or you need to call somebody to figure out, hey, how can we work together to work on this thing that I can't control together because I need some help. It's outside of my control. How can we work on this thing? It's driving me crazy up here. Then you do that. But initially, I mean, you can't drive yourself crazy over things that are outside of your control, going crazy over it, stressing over it. It's just, I don't see a positive outcome. Excuse me. I don't see a positive outcome of being, overly stressful about things that you just cannot physically change in any way, shape, form, or fashion. What else about mental health? Attitude, right? This is why we do the warm-up in the morning, so that we go into the day with a positive attitude, so that we go into the day looking at people and dealing with people from a glass is half full perspective, so that we're not walking around just woke up on the bad side of the bed in the morning and just walking around angry at people with an attitude, with a scrunched up face. And maybe it's just because we got some things going on in our mind, but we haven't really taken time. We haven't taken time to properly assess those things, put them in the right place, and deal with them later, or deal with them now in the morning before we leave the house. Maybe you got some things that are stressing you out and you need to get off your chest. Maybe you need to send an email, make a phone call, schedule some time later in your day or in your week to deal with that stressful piece of information or whatever it is that's bothering you up here, and properly place that thing so you can go out in the world and deal with people on better footing, on a better ground. Because if you're mentally not in the right place, you could be rubbing people the wrong way throughout the day, or you could be missing out on opportunities to connect with people on deeper levels because you're just not really present. Your mind is somewhere else. Your mental health is all over the place. So your physical health is so important. Your mental health is so important. I mean, and part of your mental, is actually feeding your brain healthy stuff. Like I said, I'm not a nutritionist, but I know that water is good. I know that all of us need to try to get our proper intake of water so that we can think, a little clearer. I know the basics, but do what works for you. If you found a diet that works for you and that's when you were in the best health of your life, see if you can get back to that diet. If you know of some very soothing stress relievers that maybe you've gotten away from, maybe you used to do yoga all the time and you loved it and it helped you get centered. And it helps you, get your mindset in order before you started your day. Maybe you need to get back to it. So you guys know yourselves, right? You know what works for you and your mental health. You know what works for you and your physical health. Like I said, I try to offer a few suggestions, but look in the mirror. Have a conversation with yourself. I don't think it's strange to talk to yourself at all. I feel like that's what I'm doing every morning because I'm just looking at myself in the camera. So have a conversation with yourself. Look in the mirror. Get in tune with what you know you need to do to be healthier, to live longer. We want you around, to be more productive. We can't accomplish our goals if we're not operating at 100%. So if you're not at 100% physically, you're not at 100% mentally, then you're not bringing your A game. You're not bringing your A game. You're bringing, a shell of yourself. We want the whole you. We want the whole you present. And in order to do that, we got to be healthy, people. Also, emotional health. I think your physical and your emotion and your mental kind of ends up playing on your emotional altogether. And I would just say kind of pay attention to that, be in tune with that. Some things are necessary, like releasing. I think releasing stress, releasing the tension in yourself is a great way to emotionally get back to a good place. This is why some people run, and they run into that thing until it becomes euphoric, and it's a real thing. I used to run. I'm not much of a runner, but some people run until it becomes euphoric, and they begin to just release, just things that are just bothering them and holding them down. Like I said, some people do yoga, some people meditate, some people just flat out cry, and it's okay. Sometimes you gotta flat out let out a good cry. Have your cry warrior, have your cry partner on standby. Like, look, this shit is stressful. I need to cry. I need to let this out. If I'm going to cry, I'm going to call my grandma. That's it. That's my person. I don't know who your person is, but if I got a couple tears to shed just because of being completely overwhelmed by life and just feeling down or feeling like your back is against the wall, it's okay to cry that thing out. Put your head in the pillow, cry, wipe your tears, and then get back to the grind. But at some point, you have to have a release of what's pent up emotionally, and I suggest trying to find a healthy way of doing that. What up, man? Real men cry. Sometimes. Sometimes. Real men cry. Sometimes. Can't just be out here complaining. Not having it. Dwight, you're lying. I've seen you cry. But yeah, so sometimes you gotta let that emotion out, and it can become overwhelming. It's funny to talk about this topic. Is this a topic? Do I need to talk about whether or not men should cry or not? Look, it's okay to cry. I'm giving you guys an out. Go ahead and do it. Personally, I never cry. Really, I don't cry that often. But if I do, I know who I'm going to cry to. I'm going to call my grandmother, and I'm going to let it out. I'm going to let her have it. She's going to say, baby, it's going to be okay. Like she always does. There's something about it. It's like only she can say it, and it worked like medicine to me. But I know what I have to go do. So you got to know what you got to do if you got to let out that emotion. What you can't do is get out here and just rage and go crazy and just release this negative energy all over the place. Or you go to work and you snapping on people. Y'all know how y'all do. It happens. But what I'm telling you guys is let's get ahead of it. Let's get ahead of it. Release that negative energy. Wow, man. I think that's it. I think I almost want to leave y'all with that. I got a quote. I do got a quote. It is a good topic to talk about, David, because and now that I see how you two responded to it, it makes me wonder if we need to have a whole nother conversation about carrying burdens, carrying weight, and then learning how to properly release those burdens and emotions. Because it's inevitable, right? We're going to have things that come along that stress us out, things that piss us off, things that will never seem to go away, like alimony. I'm playing. I'm not divorced. I'm not divorced. I don't know. I'm just saying it's never going away. Like somebody else, please come marry this woman. But no, what are we going to do? How are we going to deal with our stress? And but we'll definitely have to dive back into that topic because I think it's a good one. But right now, I'm just asking everybody, be in tune. How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling emotionally? And if you're a spiritual person, then you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Quick message. Quick quote. I was scrolling through my feed yesterday, and lo and behold, I found a passage from my pastor growing up, Pastor Reverend John Parker. Shout out to Antioch Baptist Church in Camden, New Jersey. And I click on the video, and what Pastor's talking about, and I'll just leave you guys, I'm going to share this, and I'm going to go to this quote. Pastor's talking about being real, and it was the funniest thing. I caught a snippet, and all I heard Pastor saying was, be real, be yourself, because you know why? They're going to find out anyway. The longer you lie about who you are, the longer you try to put on this facade, the bigger the disappointment when the real you shows up. He just dropped a gem, yo. So just be real, guys. The real you is going to come out anyway. We're going to find out. You can't hide it. All right, here's a quote. And this is from this quote of the day, and I'm leaving y'all with this because this is what this thing is about. This is what this life thing is about. This quote is from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, MJ, the GOAT. MJ says, I can accept failure. And they lost a lot at the beginning. He said, I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something. But I can't accept not trying again. Michael Jordan. There it is. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something. But I can't accept not trying again. And that's what life is all about, man. You fail at something. You hit a bump in the road. You having a hard time. Look, you got to try again. You got to get back out there. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. It's going to click. That's why we talk about practice. If at first you don't succeed, try again. God bless. Y'all have a good day. Get out there, make a difference, make a change, be a blessing to somebody. Let somebody be a blessing to you. Stress less. Focus on your health. Be in tune with oneself. And just have a good day, y'all. Later. I just tried to touch screen the laptop. It don't work like that. I'm going to get one of those, though. Later, y'all.